Hey, Seth Miranda here for AdoramTV, and I get asked a lot, well, what's in my bag when I'm traveling? And I'm here in Tokyo, Japan, and I got two carry-on cases with me, lifestyle and gear. Both WANDRD bags. We'll go through each one separately, but to start off, I have the WANDRD Provoke 31 liter, and it's a roll top. So pretty much it's in sections because you have a photo cube and your laptop, something separate from the roll top itself. The roll top is more like a catch-all duffel bag. But just to get the outside out of the way, I always keep at least one stand on me. We have this Matthews mini reverse stand, which is about 21 inches, which is the largest stand that can still fit into a carry-on case that I found, and goes to about 7.5 feet. Plus I always carry an arm on me to keep like more distance off of the stand if I need it, but it's super light and I'm really a big fan of this. And you guys probably seen me use this in every video from when we're on location easily. One of my favorite things about this bag is that it's all separated and compartmentalized. Usually with roll tops, it's just one giant cavity and you can't get to everything you need at once. So with this, all I have to do is open the back here and I can get to my laptop, my iPad, my photo cube, which is basically the main kit that I'm gonna have, and then a rear access to the bottom of the roll top. So in the past, whenever I had a laptop in my roll top, I had to get through all this junk just to get to the laptop, or I couldn't even get it back in my bag because all my stuff went underneath the sleeve for the laptop. This way it's like super easy, and when going through TSA, for example, you just break open the pack and it's separated from your bag. You don't have to worry about taking it out or unpacking it or anything like that. So that's a huge plus for me. In the photo cube, I pretty much set this bag up so that if I lost this bag right here, I could still get my job done with what I have in here. Inside this is the medium camera cube, which I could access to this from the side here, open it up and pull my camera out if I needed to, but I'm gonna do an overhead view so you guys can see. First of all, I can take this whole thing out, right? So I can always keep this packed or do different camera kits and just keep swapping the modulation of it. So this is gonna be a Fuji 50R with a couple lenses, and this stays all together, and I have another cube that's just my Nikon gear. So this is a 50R with a ton of cables and stuff, and I have the 45-2.8, and I also have the 110 f2, and I have one Profoto A1 and a Fuji remote. Also in here is the G drive. You guys saw this video where we did the R series. It is pretty rugged. There's a 2 terabyte, it can get wet, it can take a knock around, and it's super fast, and it takes up like no space in my bag. So I know I always have storage, and it's dependable. I don't have to worry about it's getting like mechanical pieces or a scratch in the disk or whatever happens to hard drives. I don't even know, but they're definitely something that you want to keep your eye on when you're packing your gear. So this 50R is like my main kit for this trip. It has one light, so if all else fails, I can at least get something done. I can create my own light. I don't have to worry about what's going on with the situation, but I always pack more gear to make those shots that I want more than what I can just get, right? So anyway, also in this bag, just to help refine that light, in the back end over here, well, before I even get to that, I have a power bank. I always try to throw one of these in every bag just in case, try to keep them charged. So no matter what happens, I can always know that I got 100% battery to fill anything that I need to get powered. And what trip would be complete without a Nintendo Switch? Because this was a 14-hour flight and 14 hours back. So spending an almost day on the plane, I gotta have my Mario and my Zelda. So I'm just saying. Also, because Fuji can now tether to Capture One, I made sure to have a Tether booster extension cable. So this is why I use this system. I shoot with Nikon and this Fuji. Well, now I don't have to worry about the dedicated cable. I can keep this one to my laptop and just plug in whatever stock cable comes with whatever camera I'm using at the time, and I can tether. So just in case I'm in the field or I'm doing something more controlled, I can snap in a tether real fast. Of course, an extra white shirt or two because I always carry a 5-pack just in case. But this is the thing, I always keep these on me now, which are my Lastolite Halo Compact diffuser and reflector. So this is a 3-foot diffuser and a 3-foot reflector. You guys saw me use this at Fujikina when it was introduced in Germany. It's definitely been in a bunch of my videos and my live streams on my own channel, but this is 3-foot discs right there, this big. I don't have to worry about a giant disc or how to pack it. I have it right here. So if you think about it, I have my A1, I mount it to that stand, and if I have a 3-foot diffuser that can be held with a handle, I have a 3-foot diffused source, which is invaluable in the field. And Of course, we have converters for the power for all sorts of countries in one shot. So I'm always just prepared. And it has USB and USB-C, so I can just put the cable right into there instead of having to worry about, oh, do I have that cube or that other piece for this thing? Nope, just need a cable, plug it right into this and I'm good to go. And an umbrella adapter just in case I want to put this light on the stand. I don't have to worry about, do I have something to put a shoe mount to it? Nope, I definitely have it. So I have no problem with a single light setup here. And of course I have my Photo Brigade memory card wallet. Ooh. The nice little pocket inside here, so I can put something like, it's inside the bag, but it's very fuzzy and nice and lens safe. I kept an extra Fuji, nice little small X100F, which is probably one of my favorite cameras ever. Leaf shutter, I can mount that Profoto trigger to here, have a light, and I can use a leaf shutter to not have to worry about high-speed sync. I can control my ambient light with my shutter and not have to go into high-speed sync, stressing out my light, overusing the power, having to get the light closer. Nope, I just don't have to worry about flash sync at all almost. Lume Cube Air, just to have it. You never know, we're gonna do some video or I need some kind of like draggy shutter effect or something, I have it. I mean, this literally takes up no space, so why not? Quarter 20. GorillaPod with a quarter 20. So if I needed to, I could put this light onto a quarter 20, wrap around something, or if I'm using a Mevo camera or anything that's a quarter 20 that I just wanna wrap around like a pole, or I did a live stream from using a desk lamp here as a tripod. These are really invaluable and they're pretty low cost and I can't recommend GorillaPods enough. This is another compartmentalized bag, like super compartmentalized, but it keeps everything really organized and protected. This has two access doors here, which could each be their own photo cube like that I had in that roll top. But I kept one without a cube and one with a cube. So we'll get into those as we get, I'm gonna go from the top through down to the bottom. So let's do that. I think it's like the easiest way to go through it. So this is also could be a backpack type design, but I use these as handles for like a duffel, which is pretty awesome. And right off the top, you just unzip the front and there's all my clothes, right? So clothes are up top. I have a sleeve for my laptop or iPad or whatever. I don't have anything in there right now because I was keeping that space open, but I'm gonna close this and what I'm gonna open up is the big sandwich part. This would be for another stand if I wanted to, but I was trying to keep the gear a little bit minimal. And then we butterfly this open and I have a 1x3 strip box right here from Profoto, which is kind of ridiculous, right? But the way I looked at it was, if the rods can fit diagonal, I can sandwich anything I want in between here. You could do like a nice flat file, anything you want to keep nice and crisp like magazines or prints or something like that, you could put it in here easily. Everything is ventilated, nice mesh. So this is the clothing, this is the top compartment for all the clothing. This is a photo cube and this could be another photo cube. So let's do one cube at a time. This was a photo cube for the lighting, right? So I have two speed lights in here and an extra one in my roll top, but this became like more of a catch-all type cube. So I didn't put the actual cube in there, so it became like its own compartment. In here are more mods. So I have two 1x1.3 softboxes in here, which is my favorite softboxes ever. So I have the 1x3 strip, the 1x1.3 box, and a second one. So now I have three modifiers no matter what. I can do something, make something happen somewhere. In here also, I have my Lastolite Trifold umbrella. You can see it's like beat to death. I take it everywhere. I have one in every bag. They're pretty cheap, and something this small can easily turn into yet another 3-foot light source. So you put this on an umbrella adapter, one speed light, and you have a pretty soft light. Collapses down super small. This I was actually questioning bringing, but it's always super valuable to me is to have a floor stand. So this is a pretty quick and small contraption to keep with you, right? So I can put a post here for a floor light, or I can mount the actual post in this thing. And right there I have a 2-tier, 1, 2, actually 3 tiers. And that's how tall I can make a light off of the floor. If I needed to, I could shoot over the light. It's a quick fill, a good way to put a bounce board on there. I could like stab a piece of foam core through there if I had to, but this is super, super nice to take with you because you can literally make it into this much space in your bag, which is, I mean, this is crazy, you know? So I'm really into that. And of course, I had to bring an articulating arm. So this is my favorite arm I've ever used, is the Matthew Noga arm. It's hydrostatic, so no matter where you put it, you can freeze it. There's no like clicking steps or anything like that, and it holds a pretty good amount of weight, from 9 to 11 pounds, give or take, which is perfect for speedlight stuff. So something that's this small, I put a 5/8 socket on one side, I put a cold shoe on the other. That means I can mount it to a light stand and then have my shoe mounted speedlight on it, or take these off and do different types of modifiers. But something this little can give me this much of an arm off of a stand, or this much higher up on a stand. It's amazing. So I'm really a big fan of articulating arms, and Matthews, you did a great job on that one. And just to make sure that I can always have somewhere to put a light, this is a Manfrotto Justin clamp. So this is really made for speed lights. You have a clamp over here where you can actually put it onto like a chair or a door or wherever, and it can actually just be its own stand. Or you could just clip something like a flag or a balance or something off the side of here. 5/8 socket, so I can put it right onto a stand and tighten it down. And the ball head for your speed light. So as much adjustment as you want, from the bounce head to the foot, everywhere. You can just really put that light exactly where you want it, even if it's just like a matter of inches. And being a guy that doesn't like to do anything in post, as much as I can, that's super valuable to me, to just be able to like tweak it really right where I want it. And if you really had to, you have a 5/8 post here that you can actually put into a knuckle, and then it could be its own type of knucklehead itself, actually. So these are really, really valuable. And Joe McNally is the guy who put me onto this, so thank you so much, Joe. And, oh, I also kept one of these in here just to have it. It takes up no space. It's the Profoto Soft Bounce, and I kept the diffuser in there. So this is magnetic to the A1, and it can give me an indirect soft light or a flagged type rim or hair light really quick, super light, no space in my bag really, and I'm good to go. So I really do like the soft bounce. I try to keep one in with every kit that I go. And these are kind of weird. These are actually speed rings for a speed light mount. These are just kind of custom made pieces that I put the cold shoe in here. Speed light goes into here. This is where my softbox mounts, whether it's my 1x1.3 or my strip light. I have something mount my speed light to, and then this goes right onto the arm or the stand itself, and I'm good to go. I have a lighting setup. So this is pretty much a pretty compact studio. 3 light sources, right? 1, 2, 3 A1s, and I have the Fuji remote on the GFX 50R. So right away I have TTL, Profoto lights, 3 points of source, could do a key, fill, hair light, background light, whatever. It's not a run and gun type look. So that's my kit while I'm here on assignment in Tokyo, in these 2 WANDRD bags. As you can see, I try to keep it as versatile as possible without overpacking to death, even though I'm kind of famous for overpacking. Thanks a lot for watching. Hit like, subscribe, write me down in the comments below. Let me know what you take on assignment, what you pack with, what you're having issues with, not be able to pack. Check out the links below for any of the gear if it's applicable. I've tried to put them in there, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.